That's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
So forward. All right. So forward from being a kid and you having a medical retirement from law enforcement. How does you start Right Way Security? Right. How does Right Way
Mhm.
become exclusive? The exclusive security for Suge Knight and Death Row Records. How does that whole thing go down?
Mhm. Okay. And like I explained, what had happened was there was a situation with Suge and well, not Suge, with Snoop Dogg, where
Hmm.
Snoop Dogg security did the right thing. They, according to law enforcement or the court system, they did the right thing because they acquitted him. And
Oh, okay. Yeah.
with Malik, the guy named Malik Lee, where he shot and killed a guy that and we don't need to get into all of that, but
Right. Right. But the
the
Right.
Snoop
situation
trial.
was Snoop. And
Right.
but the problem was, civilly, I think Death Row had to pay out like $3 or $4 million to the family,
Mm.
and it was basically because it was like an untrained guy that's working security or um, I guess untrained is the word, or
Right.
unprofessional or unlicensed guy was being the bodyguard is the one that
Pull the
shot and
trigger.
killed
Right.
that pulled the trigger, and so they were where they wasn't criminally liable, they were still held civilly liable.
Right.
Right.
And so, once you start making hundreds of $1 millions, just like people get mad at why we pay, and we get into that later, the Orlando Anderson some money on the shooting because of exposure. People don't
Right.
know when you work so much money, the jury is all about sending you a lesson. And so,
Yeah.
what it hurts you and I, a judgment of $100,000, $200,000 won't hurt them
Hmm.
two or $300,000. So they give them higher judgments or higher penalties because you work so much because they're trying to hurt you a little bit for your neglect. And so they were they were trying to navigate, mitigate,
Hmm.
cost less damages by saying, okay, well, let's get us some higher guys, some professional guys. So if our guys get in a situation like this, at least the company can say, hey, we did the best we could do. We tried to play by the rules. So don't come
Right.
after us, come after whatever the situation is. But let's not come and take that pro records because of that. And that's when
Right.
he had a friend from high school that also was with some other things in his ear, and stuff like that. And so that's when they was like, okay, we need you over here. And there was some other things that was going on with some of the homeboys was planning on kidnapping him and stuff. And they knew that the respect
Yeah, I heard you say
that
that
my
on
father,
Vlad. You put him on to somebody was trying to put like a
yeah,
hit on him, or and that's kind of what made
that's
him
what was
say,
the initial phone call. And that was made
okay,
us get back together, reconnect. It was actually my father and him
oh, okay,
and myself. That's what made us get over there. But all of that taken into effect is what made the relationship grow and grow and grow and grow to the point where he was like, hey, let's get a security, okay, Liz, make you a security company, get you a security company going, and you got all this work. All this work is here. Just go get your proper license, go get your proper insurance, go do the right thing, and then you got money sitting over here to be made. And I'm paying
Right.
already
wow,
to other companies or other people, or to the Nation of Islam or whatever. Because he was all
Right.
over the map at that time. Yeah.
How do we? So
mm,
how do we go from you growing up with these guys, and then football becomes a passion, that becomes a priority for you, Shug, everyone else. How do we go from the transition from football, and then all of a sudden we're talking about the music industry and how we can make a mark here?
Me or sure.
For both of you, just in general.
Okay. Should it happen because of him being a big guy and all of that. I think maybe the exposure that he had with working clubs and stuff like that when he was at UNLV as a football on a football scholarship and stuff like that, making some side money. He was pretty known, out there in the clubs and the different locations while he was in college. The big, strong football player was making some side money for the boosters out there in Vegas. And so then he got into the security and was doing stuff like that to the point where he got up under a guy named Al Heyman, who we all know today as a
PBC,
big time,
no doubt,
yeah, with Floyd Mayweather and stuff like that,
Right.
in the
right,
boxing in the
yep,
boxing world. But people don't know, and our parents, one of y'all go and talk to y'all moms and dads or y'all uncles, and y'all mention the name Al Heyman, they go, oh, yeah, that was the guy that used to give the best concerts in the world. We
Yeah.
know Essence and all of that now. But back in the day, our parents used to go to this place called the San Diego Jazz, it was the Budweiser Jazz Festival, and it was in San Diego, California. And what they did, it was like a 3-day weekend where, I mean, all the top acts would just come there. I guess it was like Woodstock is now, or I
Right.
don't know what's on the East Coast with you guys. What's big out there, but we do, the white folks and all them do the Woodstock, and we do Essence
Right.
Awards, and it's another one that they do like a big festival. But anyway, they were doing festivals like that, and that's what Al Heyman was going for there. And then he eventually burst out even after the Budweiser Super Fest. He ended up doing the Scream tour with Albie Shore and Bobby Brown.
Right.
And Suge was a part of that. And that's when he met Bobby Brown. That's why we hear all the rumors about him being up under Bobby Brown and being Bobby Brown security and all of that. But he was really working for this guy named Al Heyman and was securing them where they could do stuff, where he could make shit happen for Bobby Brown. Because Bobby Brown was about to pull out on Al Heyman on one of the gigs, and Bobby Brown was big. Y'all don't know when that nigga was humping on the goddamn stage and stuff.
Yeah.
In the 90s,
Yeah.
Bobby Brown was the man. And
My
when Albie
prerogative
Shore,
shit. Yeah. No
yeah, my
doubt.
prerogative is all day. That's why Whitney got with his crazy ass.
Word.
Bobby was big, and so when all that happened, shit went and made went and talked to the dudes and made the shit go away, and so that's when Bobby was like, okay. And so that's when Bobby took to him. But then, because Bobby already had this deal and his money in place and stuff, but that's when people like Chocolate and the guy that wrote from Vanilla Ice, the Ice Ice Baby came. And then
Right.
people started coming to show and bringing him deals with somebody else. And then the DOC. Then he got under
Right.
NWA and Dre. And then when people was like, hey, bring me this contract. You're like, let me see your contract. Hey, they fucking you. they messing over you. You're getting robbed. You're getting cheated. And everybody was like, okay, shit, you go deal with it. But what people don't know, and shit don't give enough credit to, was this guy from Solar Records that had this group called Shalimar. And he had some other groups and stuff like that. I think he even gave Babyface and L.A. Reid their breaks. There was a guy
Right.
named Dick Griffey.
Oh yeah, Dick Griffey, no doubt. Yeah.
He's no longer with us now. But Dick Griffey was the one that really took shit up under his wing. He owned a record company called Solar Records.
Yep.
And took him under his wing and was training shit down. Dick was a slicker, because you got to remember, he's a music guy. Unfortunately, the music business is the guys at the top. They some motherfuckers. But,
Right.
he taught shit the game. He the one that taught shit about the masters. Nobody should didn't know nothing about the masters and owning your own masters and all of that. But Interscope fucked up because they were doing so bad. They put out the Chronic, the G thing, without a deal in place for sure, and without and Snoop and all of that. And they just had like a one-off, and so
Right.
with that went out there and was so big, and we know what G thing and Deep Cover and all of that did. By that time, they were like free agents. Like pretty much how Drake was when he was out there just rapping on everybody's stuff and was real big and had no deal. And that's why he was
So Interscope wasn't involved at the time. I mean, they just did the one-off, pretty much. You're saying.
pretty much just a one-off. It was a
Wow.
guy named John McClane, John McClane, and the guy that actually is over the Jackson Estates now. Him and some other people that helped get shit in the door over there with Interscope. Well, with Dick Griffey to get in the door and to make all of that happen. And basically because Interscope didn't have the paperwork in place that they needed because they wasn't that invested into the company like they should have been. They just thought it would probably be a one-off or something.
Where does Lydia and Michael Harris come into play at? I know they was like beginning funding.
And this is the things that I'm speaking on now will be before my time. But,
Right.
Of course, I did 5.5 years of jail time with Suge.
Yeah.
I mean, we said it. Y'all just don't know how going to visit a nigga 4 days a week in prison, and you got like 6-7 hours a day with them. You run out of business to talk about. So what you start doing? You start reminiscing.
Yeah, true indeed.
art issues that come up. Then
Yeah,
he explain it and break it down, and
I
he
got you.
pretty much just said that Harry had this attorney by the name of David Kenner that Suge started
Yeah,
messing with, and that they were running low, but they was going to form a company called GF Entertainment, Godfather Entertainment, something like that.
Right.
Godfather
right.
Entertainment, and they were going to form that particular company, and Harry was going to be the partner, and Lydia, and all of that, and things didn't work out. But there is a guy by the name of Pat Johnson that he said did send some money over their way because by that time the case had pretty much broke Michael Harriel, and he didn't have any money, but he did what I kind of say is still don't make you less of a partner. He set up
Right.
deals, because just because I didn't have the money, I made a call and my name spoke on you for other niggas to vouch for you and gave money. And it wasn't like Harriel put up any money, but he gave, he spoke up and talked to dudes like Pat Johnson and all of that.
Oh,
And that's when
I
they
thought
gave
Harry
him
will
money
put
and
up the
stuff like
bread.
that.
Okay.
So that's how, the money thing come up. But should never get. And like he said, if he did, he didn't know about it. He don't know what David Kenner
Right.
did or set up. If that was a deal, who knows what David Kenner was doing, Because
Yeah.
those some Jewish white men,
Mhm.
they don't look at us as too bright. they
Yep.
they do shit
Yep.
behind our backs, and so
Absolutely.
and stuff starts to coming up and bite you in the ass and stuff. So that could have happened. We don't know. But all
Right.
Jim just said. But I've been privy to conversations where when things was going down, where shit was actually pretty much putting Kenner, and I love Kenner to death. I think he's one of the top 5 smartest men that I know. So I'm
Right.
not trying to throw him under the bridge because, that's not up. But I'm just telling you what I heard. Where shit was going, hey, David, I thought you always told me that Henry was broke, that he didn't have any money. Did he give some money we don't know about? Why is
Right.
he coming at us like this? Why is he throwing me like this? You always told me he didn't give no money, He was broke, he was doing bad, What's up? What's the truth? What's up with that?
Right.
And so I
So
know
Reggie,
it's a conversation.
So
Gotcha.
Reggie, where were you at the, when Solo Records got involved, David Kenner, Harry O, and the formation of Death Row Records, now Dr. Dre comes into the fold. Where were you at your stage in your life at this point in terms of the involvement of that? Were you just on the outside looking in at this point, just dealing with Suge as a friend, or were you starting to get involved in the machinations of the label at that time?
Knew who Suge Knight was, knew who Death Row was. I mean, no, NWA was. Ain't had a clue who Dr. Dre was in NWA. Just knew who he was. Probably running in somebody Police Academy Hill or dealing with the LA riots. If you're talking to 1992 and the gang troops and all of that stuff that was
Right.
going on. Oh, it was
Wow.
straight up cop running around. Like I said, being stupid, not knowing how to be a guy, but probably have a foot about the time up in some young 28, 19-year-old dude that I thought was a bad guy because he was trying to sell some rocks to make some money.
Mm.
That was
Wow.
that's what I was doing, man. Not saying I'm proud of it,
Right.
but
Right.
that is what I was doing from 90. Well, really from 86 until 85 until 1993, 1994. Did I start really growing up and saying, okay, this ain't what it's about.
No.
This ain't so bad. Yeah, I mean, no.
No doubt.
And we might have learned a little bit before that because after the riots and stuff like that, you started to learn that, hey, okay, this is, this ain't cool. I guess it was the Rodney King days that really woke up law enforcement. And you
Yeah.
go in there and just say, hey, okay, these judges and the prosecutors and all that, they ain't playing. Just whooping on niggas' ass after the end of a police pursuit ain't the business. Ass gonna go to jail. And because what? People now got they were just now coming out with the home VHS digital cameras. You youngsters now, y'all got it on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
And, everybody in the hood didn't have that little $1,000 VHS camera and stuff.
Word.
Now they were brothers wasn't scared to break their cameras out and were taping it and taping your ass, and we never experienced that. Man. First it was
Shit,
I
it
want
don't
to
even
get
seem like
there.
it matter. They be catching cops on dead on
But they
tape
were
and they
still
be getting
too
off.
good. It took a while to learn. But
Yeah,
shit, after those 4 dudes were sitting in Simi Valley,
yeah. Word.
I mean, in fairness, they still doing it today in 2019.
Yeah.
I still
No
say
bullshit.
I don't know why they don't teach cops. So what if a motherfucker taping you? I'll be like, okay, yeah, take me, no problem, no problem. As soon as you do something wrong, I'm gonna get your ass. I don't know why they
Yeah.
don't teach the cops. Especially lately, they've been calming that down. But even in 2015, 2016, you'll see before me say, turn that camera off, turn that.
Yeah.
Who cares? But
They need
it
like
takes a
sensitivity
while.
training and